Hey guys, it's just Cass today. I am at college, and today I wanted to talk to you guys just a little bit about, I don't know, like relationships and stuff. There's a few stories that I want to tell you guys, and hopefully you'll get some entertainment out of my emotional turmoil. So, I'm not going to be using any names, so it might get a little bit confusing. But so the first person we're going to talk about, person A, he and I had been friends for a pretty long time. We had gotten really close, but we had some qualities that were pretty similar. And that led to a lot of arguments. And so as we had been like friends longer and longer, we like started arguing more and more. And over the summer, every conversation we had was an argument, and it sucked. Um, like and a lot of them were just opinion based, you know? Like, I would be like, oh yeah, I feel this way about this thing. And person A would be like, well, I feel this way, so I don't really like how you feel that way. And I would be like, well, I do feel this way. Like, why can't you just accept that? And they'd be like, no, kind of thing. It was just really frustrating. But we ended up, I ended up talking to person B, because we had a group chat, person B, about like all of this, where person A could see it. And I had this conversation pointed towards person A, but I was talking to person B because person A wasn't online at the time. Or like they were away from their phone. I told person B, like, I just want person A to like realize I had opinions, and like just like not like, it felt like person A was invalidating my opinions and all of that. Like, that's what I remember of what I said. And person A like answers after like an hour or so of like, oh, like, I can't believe like you're that kind of person that you always have to be right. And I'm pretty sure in my message I said I don't care about being right or wrong, I just want person A to accept I have an opinion. And then person A was like, oh, you haven't even asked me like how I've been. Like, I've been so horrible. Despite the fact that person B asked them how they had been the day before, which kind of confused me. I guess they just really wanted to hear it from me or something. I don't know. But I texted person A back, and I was like, hey, like, I'm really sorry. I never meant to seem like I'm coming off that way. And I guess I've been so wrapped up in like the arguments, I haven't thought to ask you about how you've been. And then I mentioned how like person B had texted them like, how you doing? And they just said good. And today, like, they were just horrible all of a sudden that they didn't tell us. And so then person A just stopped talking to me, just completely stopped talking to me, never answered my message that I sent them. And so we didn't talk for the rest of the summer. And then I came back to college, and about a weekend I texted person A, and I was like, hey, like, I really want you to come to the student center. Like, that's where I hang out with all of my friends. Like, I just really want to talk to you about what happened. And person A goes, nothing has changed. Like, there's no reason to talk since nothing has changed, kind of thing. I don't really remember exactly what they said. And then I responded to them like, well, nothing may have changed on your side, but like, I just really wanted to talk to you about how I never like really meant to like come off as I want to be right all of the time, and I'm sorry I hurt your feelings, kind of thing. And like, person B had been telling me that person A had like this weird like idea of what my mindset was, which isn't what my mindset was. So it feels like person A really put like thoughts into their own head almost. Like when you think something and then you think so much like you put so much thought into it and overthink it that it becomes something it's not. Which I've done before for sure. So it's probably like common with like people with anxiety, which I think person A may have. But I responded to person A after they were like, oh, like nothing has changed, and I was like, well, nothing may have changed on your end, but like I said all of that, and then they respond with, well, I may have believed your apology at one point, but obviously it's not sincere, which it very much was. And then they go just really aggressive, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm sorry that I hurt you so much that you can't believe me. Like, I really hope you have a good rest of your life, kind of thing. Like, just kind of like trying to end it because I can't really do anything at this point. And they respond with like, oh, like this hurt me so much too. And it's like, I don't know. It's just kind of like, if cutting me off hurt them that much, like, why don't they just try to communicate? Like, try and fix it. And then I was like, well, I'll just have to work on my future relationship so this doesn't happen again. And they respond with, you should have done that with me, kind of thing. And, I like just kind of to answer them. And then I was texting person B, like really frustrated, and I tend to get a little snappy when I'm frustrated. So I think I may have came off as a little bit rude, especially because it was over text, and over text you can't really read tone as well. And person B actually sent screenshots to person A because their mindset was, oh, like person A, Cass, and me have been like such good friends, like person A can help me fix this. And at the time, like, I was like, how dare person B? But I understand, like, why they did it now. And then person A, like, sends me this super aggressive text, like, how dare you talk to person B like this? Like, you ruined our friendship. How dare you try to start ruining your friendship with person B? Like, how dare you treat them like this? And I talked to person B about it. We had a really long conversation, and I went over them, like, what person A was saying, and person B was like, no, that's not what I was feeling at all, because person A was, like, saying these things as if person B felt them, and I truly think that person A was projecting their own feelings through person B with this, which isn't super healthy, but I think person A, our friendship just wasn't the best because it did get pretty toxic near the end. They would like degrade my driving, like they said I was a bad driver constantly, and I'm not that bad of a driver. And then they said like, you're a danger to the roads, like the roads are safer if you're not on them, which is just downright cruel, like I don't really need that in my life, but they had been friends with me for so long, it's just kind of like, it hurts to not have the good parts anymore, but I'm glad the bad parts are gone because it was so tiring arguing all of the time, like having to walk on eggshells or having to just try to fight to get my opinion heard. Because the only reason I became stubborn was because of person A. I'm not a stubborn person. I've never been a stubborn person. But they invalidated my opinion so much that, like, I couldn't handle it anymore. And I just started fighting with them. But another thing is there's a couple of other people at the chair, person C and person D. And I wanted to be pretty good friends with person C, but it turns out they're pretty immature, and then person D is even more immature, and like, especially with their like sense of humor, it's just really immature sense of humors, and I can't really do immature sense of humor or immaturity at all. It just drives me up a wall. And I have a concussion. I've had a concussion for about 5 days. So I've been a little bit off because I mean like brain and all of that. And and one of the symptoms of a concussion is irritability. So I've been really snappy. So I was at the student center trying to make some cookies, and people kept stealing the cookie dough and the baked cookies before I could form them, because you put 2 cookies with a little bit of frosting. And then you do them in sprinkles, so it's like super cute. And like people were taking the cookie dough and the baked cookies before I could form them, and it was really bothering me. But I don't think I expressed like how sincerely it bothered me, because people kept doing it, and so I got really frustrated and snappy with people, and I stayed up there until 3:30 in the morning, which was really late for this semester. With person C and person D, that was the night I realized like I don't really want to be friends with them, because it wouldn't be a good friendship. But there was this at one point, person C, like I said something, I was so tired, I don't remember what it was, but person C goes, "Why are you like this?" And I look at them and I go, "Like what?" And they just look away and continue ignoring me. And it was just very rude. And, like, I understand, like, if I'm snappy, like, I shouldn't be snappy. That's not a good thing. It's not good for friendships or relationships. Like, people aren't going to like you if you're snappy. But a lot of people at the chair, like, know my actual, like, personality. I'm not a mean person. I'm a very nice person. And person A referred to me as hateful. This is back on the earlier thing I was talking about, but they referred to me as hateful, of all things, which is the least of what I am. But continuing on with person C and person D, like they that whole night, like it just felt like they were ignoring me, and there were a couple of other people there whom I like spent most of the time with. I played chess with one of them, which was super fun. But person C and person D just seemed like more and more like uncomfortable around me. So I texted person C and I was like, "Hey, like, I'm really sorry if I made you feel uncomfortable the other night. Like I think I've been like a little bit more snappy, and I just want to apologize for how I talked to you." And they respond with like, it was like disguised as like trying to be like really nice, but it had some passive aggressive undertones, I think. Again, it's really hard to read tone in text, but the part that stuck out to me the most was, "Yeah, I don't really like how you've been talking to people at the student center recently." And it's just kind of like, how have I been talking to people at the student center? You've barely been there. Like, and if you are, you're with person D 24/7. And the reason that I was talking that way is because person C and person D just drive me up a wall just because of how immature they are. But like, I don't want to like insult them or be mean to them or anything like that. I just don't really want to pursue some sort of friendship with them. But I cannot hide my annoyance with people, so it has a tendency to come out. And also, like, you don't steal someone's cookie dough when they've told you, "Please don't steal my cookie dough." Like, they're gonna get frustrated at you. And so, but I'm also biased because, like, I know some of it's my fault, but, like, some of it's also their fault. And they're biased because they don't feel like any of it's their fault. And, like, I'm inclined to believe nothing's my fault kind of thing, because that's just how humans work with this kind of thing. So it just bothers me. And like, I accept responsibility for things, but not if it's not my fault. Like the whole thing with person A, like, it doesn't feel like my fault. Person A is the one who really like just blew it out of the water, you know? I was trying to fix it. I was trying to like help our friendship be a little bit better, but I guess, you know, like, they didn't want to do that, you know? But person D, they're new to the student center this year, and it's just, there's something else, and that's not good. They're just very, very immature, and I was playing chess with someone at the chair, and person D is like, yeah, you capture the queen to win chess. And I look at them and I go, no, it's the king. And they go, no, it's the queen. And I'm like, no, it's the king. And they're like, back and forth until I'm like, do you know how to play chess? And they go, yeah, I know how to play chess. I was like, okay, Google it then. And they Googled it, and they're like, okay, it's the king. And I was like, yeah, I was right, kind of thing. And like a little bit later, I was teasing them about it, and they go, I already said I was wrong, kind of thing. And it's like, I think person C and person D might just like hear me as more rude than I am, kind of thing, because that's what person A did too. Like, they put words in my mouth, twisted what I said to like hateful things, and then deemed me a hateful person. But I talked to the other two at the chair, or I talked to one of them. The other one didn't really seem to like notice anything. Like, they're really cute. I like them. I think I do want to pursue a friendship with them, if not something more. And I talked to the other person about it, and they were like, you really don't have anything to worry about. And that was like, like one of my first like actual conversations with the guy. I introduced myself to them. Hi, I'm Cass. Can I take your vitals? Because I'm a nursing major and I need to do that for an assignment for class. So, like, they both know like how nice I am, or how nice I guess I can be if I am even a little bit snappy. Because they don't drive me up a wall like person C and person D do. But that's everything I really wanted to talk about right now. I'll probably talk a little bit more about these as time goes on. I would like to tell you guys college stories. I think that would be really cool, just because a lot of the times when I tell college stories, or like just stories about like interactions I've had with people, I don't really get the reaction that I want to get. And I think this is a good outlet. So I'll see you next time. Like and subscribe.